All right, verse 6. In whole, notice the rough breathing mark, ala liaste, aligan. Okay. RT, a deon, S10. Lupe thentos, en poikilois, pyros mois. All right, now before I get off too far into 5, I realized I did not talk about this frurumenos up here in verse 5 before I get off in 6. Okay, frurumenos is from the verb frureo, okay, and what happens, you have this this interaction of that epsilon plus the omicron of your, or rather the diphthong omicron upsilon in that ending. So that epsilon and the u are going to, pardon me, the epsilon and the omega are going to contract to u. Sorry. Told you I was just learning to drive this thing, so bear with me. Okay. Ooh. Okay. It's harder than it looks. All right. So that gives you fru, and then you pick up your fruru. That's a pretty cool word. Then you're going to add your men, and then your ending us. So that's how you get that. Okay. All right. Now on to 6. Review that if you need to. So translation is in which you will rejoice. Okay. So there's a verb. You pick that up. Little now. Oligon. RT. Just, a couple of adverbs there. A little now. And then you have the if it is necessary. Okay, we're going to come back and pick up that deon. And then, of course, estin. There's another verb. And lupethentis, let's see, after suffering. Okay, now there you have a participle. You don't have an article with it, so it's going to be adverbial. So translate it not like the ones who are suffering. There's no article, so it's just after suffering, okay, or having suffered in various trials. Okay, now this is pretty cool. This is here's you got prepositional phrase in variegated or various pyros mois, the trials. Okay, it's kind of, I remember that word because it sounds like pirate to me. You get ambushed by trials. Pyros, mois. Okay, so let's look at these verbs and see what we have here. Okay, first, agaliaste is from, whoa, that was interesting. Well, it keeps erasing on me. Sorry about that. Oh boy, we've got the contract verbs. So what you have here is a present, middle, or passive indicative, second person plural. So it's going to be just a simple add-on. Let's take off the omega, and you've got this alpha, and you're going to add to it este. Okay, and what's going to happen is this alpha and this epsilon are going to go to an alpha. Look at your chart, and then you put a circumflex over it so that you see what you have. So you end up with the alpha and the circumflex plus your ending. So you've already assimilated this E there, epsilon, and you go to this form. Okay, not very clear on my writing, but there you have that. All right, then Eston simply is, you know, from a me. Now you know that, so we won't tackle that one. But we do want to look at this this daon. Okay. All right, let me give you a little background on this. This daon is actually a participle. It's a present active participle, neuter, nominative neuter singular. Now, it actually comes from day. All right, so if you look that up in the dictionary, that's what you're going to see. Where does that come from? Well, according to Brooks and Winberry, if you take your stem day, and then you're going to add your third singular ending on there, you've got an epsilon coming together with an epsilon. It goes to day. You can see these changes. So the participle does not contract on this particular word. So what you end up working with, so that gives you your lexical form. But what you're working with the participle is the stem day plus your participle ending, okay, in this case being accusative. So that gives you your day on. All right, makes sense? Brooks and Winberry is a great work you might want to think about getting. I think you've got that. Okay, so I'll leave that up there for a second. We have one more participle we need to look at, lupethentos. So lupethentos comes from the lexical form lupeo, another contract verb. Aren't you getting your thrills on these things? Okay, so this is an aorist passive participle, active, accusative, masculine, plural. Sorry. So what do we have here? Well, again, if you will go to your principal parts, you may find this in Mounts. He does principal parts. If not, Trenchard is a great resource. In fact, you really ought to get that, Trenchard's vocabulary. But let's look at what we have here. You got lupe, and you have the connecting vowel is going to lengthen here to an eta. So that gives you loop A. Okay, so that accounts for everything up to here. And then you just simply are going to add your theta eta for the aorist passive endings, plus your that's your participle formative, and then you're going to also add your new tau. So you've got the passive participle sections coming together, and then I'm going to let's see, I'm off my page there. Then you're going to add the epsilon sigma personal ending, accusative plural ending, and so that gives you your lupethentos. Sorry, I said thentes, excuse me, thentes. All right. We actually, let's see, accusative plural ending. That's interesting. I'm going to check on the spelling of that. Okay. Well, class, I have found something, and I'm not sure what it is. I put on pause and I checked to see if there was a textual variant. The UBS 5 edition has the alpha sigma ending, and yet the UBS 4, let's see, make sure I got this right. The UBS 4 has lupe thentes epsilon sigma, and the UBS 5 has alpha sigma. So I am not exactly sure what's going on there. I don't see a textual variant. I'll need to check another resource, but you see, I copied this out of UBS 4. The text is supposed to be exactly the same, but obviously there's a difference. I'll see what I can find out. Okay, well, this will conclude this lesson today.